live from the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. It's your boys, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins. What's going on, everybody? It's Saturday night, and you know what that means.
That's right. It is a special edition of voice acting night, and
Saturday night. Okay, so here's the deal, kids. So we're sitting at dinner. We just got back from our road trip, which was a ton of fun. It was great. You know, the National Comedy Museum is a must. Cedar Point was awesome. The Pro Football Hall of Fame was awesome. I just go into various restaurants and trying different things. It was tremendous. But it all's culminating on a Saturday night edition of voice acting, and the reason for that is that this coming Monday, June 24th, is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers.
There's no way we're missing out on that.
Especially since Edmonton forced Game 7 after being down 3-0. So this is it, folks. This is for all the marbles. So, Package and I just could not miss that. We were considering doing it tomorrow on Sunday night, but, we figured that tonight would be easiest.
Before we continue, though, may I make an announcement or two?
Oh, an announcement?
All right, so
during
our road trip, it has been revealed that Nintendo Direct has aired a lot of announcements for the respective games.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of games exclusively for like Nintendo, Mario and the new Mario and Luigi coming out. It's called Brotherhood.
Nope, Brothership. Yeah, Mario and Luigi Brothership coming up in November.
There's Metroid Prime 4 has finally been revealed, but it is not going to be released until like 2025. And there's Super Mario Party Jamboree. But the one thing that caught my eye the most, the one that caught my attention really, and for those who have a deep taste for Ace Attorney action, I am happy to inform you after that Capcom has released the reveal trailer for another collection entitled Ace Attorney Investigations, featuring everyone's favorite Ace prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth.
Oh!
Not only does it include the first one being that was originally released in 2009, it also includes the never before released in the West or the United States Prosecutor's Gambit.
Oh!
And basically that game takes us back to that basically tells the story of Edgeworth's past, and when his past and present collide, his future begins.
Right. So,
and of course, in the first game, an incident in his office sparks a case of epic proportions.
Yeah, somebody sneaks into his office and pulls a gun, and next thing you know, it just gets out of control.
And that is set to be released September 6th, 2024. So I've got a feeling that this would be our next project, should we be done with the Apollo Justice trilogy.
Yep. If you guys can't get enough, there's gonna be more. So, yep. So that's very exciting news, and also for all you other people out there, just this week, Nintendo Switch has released they have re-released Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door for the Nintendo Switch. It is a brand new release.
Actually, that was a month ago.
Oh, it was a month ago?
Yeah, it was a month ago.
Okay, well, I'm a month late. Call me Rip Van Winkle. Yeah, so that's out there in the wild too. So you best bet your bottom dollar at some point that's going to be a project as well.
Absolutely.
We've always wanted to do a Redux because that's one of our favorite games of all time.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like it was basically the game that, is the precursor for voice acting. So let's get the PS4 music back in here before I forget. And before we've gotten everybody a chance to catch up and take a look at the sudden announcements, and we're gonna bring our drinks on. So it's that time of the show. So everybody, if you have a cap to your bottle or a pin on your drink, you go ahead and pull that pin back, or in our case, twist that cap off. Hey, package, what time is it?
It's time to hydrate.
Hell with it. You know what I'm going to say this time?
It's
time to get bombed.
All right. Cheers, mate. All right. Time for talk is over.
Yes. Let's get to the main event of the evening, the reason why we are here. We will finally conclude the case of Azura Shipley and now the case of Sasha Buckler. That's right, folks. The conclusion of Turnabout Reclaimed. There's so many questions. We were on this road trip talking back and forth about all the possible integers, things of that nature that, we're just going back and forth on this. And we're saying, okay, who's responsible for what? What's going to be important? There's so many mysteries to why are there two versions of the Swashbuckler Spectacular song? What the heck who is Azura Summers' boyfriend? And who had a meeting with the captain at 7 a.m.? Who killed Jack Shipley and why? We will find out tonight. This is Turnabout Reclaimed.
Shut up, clock in, and load up.
I've been dying to get to the bottom of this. This is driving me nuts.
Okay, I'm going to play narrator for just a little bit. July 22nd, 9:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Sasha Buckler is in disbelief as she has heard the latest developments of this case. Take it away, folks.
What? The ship's doctor and Azura were romantically involved? Well, that's my theory, but I don't actually know if it's really true. Azura would never get involved with that god-awful ship's doctor. But I do admit, they were friends. But when Azura sent Dr. Crab videos, I wonder?
Videos of what?
Videos of what?
I had another theory when I woke up this morning, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I thought to myself, if Sasha Buckler and Azura Summers have the same heart condition, found that out last episode, maybe Azura is Sasha. Sasha is Azura.
I don't know.
I thought about that gambit, but we'll find out, but it doesn't sound like it's likely. Videos? What do you mean?
Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. I used to help Azura take the videos on her TV phone.
This is an interesting bit of information. TV phone updated in the court record.
Summer's boyfriend has videos of her using a whistle to make the orca do tricks.
So TV phones can shoot videos too, huh? My dumb phone sure can't. And folks, you have to realize, the game is supposedly taking place in like the mid-2020s, and the fact that his phone can't take videos this late in the future, come on, another Ace Attorney inconsistency.
These TV phones are amazing. They can even record sounds you and I can't hear.
Oh.
All the equipment we use at Ship Shape Aquarium is high-tech. The ship's doctor sends away for all kinds of electronics.
So all the high-tech stuff is Dr. Crab's doing, huh?
Anyway, I still highly doubt Azura's boyfriend was the ship's doctor.
Trout.
Get it? Trout. Oh, boy. Enough with the fish puns, lady. But Dr. Crab found a charm yesterday, and he was really shaken by it. Charm? Hey, leave that alone. That belonged to Azura. What was Azura's charm doing at Rifle's stomach? Yeah, what indeed? That charm looked just like your keepsake of Azura.
Yeah, well, she did say she and her boyfriend had matching charms. Were the ship's doctor and Azura really a couple? I can't believe it.
I think Dr. Crab will be called as a witness today. There are still so many unanswered questions. But I hope to solve them all in today's trial.
I believe in you two. I know you can do it. And we will, Sasha. We promise.
All right,
Indeed.
let's do it then. July 22nd, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
Yep, so buckle up, boneheads.
We're going on a ride, baby.
Day 2, court's in session.
All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Sasha Buckler.
The defense is ready. Ah!
Ready.
Now I'm completely thrown off.
Very good. It appears both the prosecution and the defense are ready. Yesterday, it was proven that the orca was not guilty and that the victim fell to his death. Prosecutor Blackwell, did your investigation of the orca pool area turn up anything? It did. We found a blood stain from the victim at the bottom of the pool. On this. Oh my! What a frightening looking rock! And you say it has a blood stain on it? Just looking at it gives me the willies. So can we assume that there was no water in the pool at the time of the incident? Very good. What a clever little deduction. Ho! Well, it's nice to get a compliment from the prosecution for a change.
Up to his old tricks again.
Prosecutor Blackwell has completely tamed the judge with his carrot and stick approach.
I guess I should have brought a few carrots of my own.
Right, moving along. I have prepared a witness. Buckler was the only one who entered that room when there was no water in the pool. The witness will prove that. Come to the stand, witness.
All right, here we go.
Name and occupation.
Dr. Herman Sniper, stay in there.
And who is that cute little creature? Such a restless bird. Quite unlike Taka.
Wow, chalk one up for Taka. He shut Sniper up with a single sound.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Dr. Herman Crab, Ship-Shape Aquarium's veterinarian.
And could you tell us the name of your cute little friend there as well?
Your Honor, please focus on the case.
But it's important to learn all we can about the witness.
And, to be fair, there may be some importance. This is Sniper. Beep, 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 beep. She's the offspring of a penguin named Rifle. Sniper lives in my hair. She might cause a commotion now and then, but please try to ignore her.
I was originally going to call the animal keeper to the stand, but he refused to testify, so I settled on the veterinarian. Now tell us, why was a defendant in the orca pool room when the water was drained? All right, witness testimony time. Cleaning the orca pool room.
In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the orca pool room. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together.
That's so true.
During cleaning, the pool water is drained. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the orca in the show pool. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
Grill him on that. I don't even know. And your claim is that the victim was made to fall to his death during the cleaning? Only Buckler and the owner had the security card necessary to enter the orca pool room. And we already know from the security company's record of card usage that the defendant was in the orca pool room during the time of cleaning. The witness's testimony and the record of security card usage are conclusive evidence. So no one beside the defendant was at the scene and the water in the pool was drained.
Uh-oh. The judge already seems to be leaning toward the other side.
We have to strike fast. Your Honor, we're ready for our cross-examination now.
Oh, yes, of course. Please proceed then.
Power of youth comes in handy at times like these.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. So, okay.
All right, cross-examination time. What's it going to be, Doctor? Clean the orca pool room.
In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the orca pool room. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. Let's press him on that. Hold it! But Miss Buckler said that Mr. Shipley never showed up to help with the cleaning. I don't know anything about that. All I know is what was on the schedule. Maybe they changed plans. They probably fell awkward with each other after their fight. In any case, there's no proof the victim entered the orca pool room during cleaning.
Objection. If you don't stop your yammering, I will pull your tongue out and barbecue it.
God, do you have to be so violent?
Proof or none, the victim must have entered the pool room during cleaning. Witness, tell him why.
Jack must have entered the orca pool room. The reason I think so is because the record of card usage shows that Sasha entered the orca pool room. Of course. During cleaning, the pool water is drained. Nothing wrong with that. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the orca in the show pool. Let's press him on this one. Hold it! So Orla was moved all the way over to the show pool. Why is that? Well, wouldn't do to get her covered in cleanser, would it? Of course she was moved. You don't take a bath while you're cleaning the tub, do you?
Excellent point. I usually clean the tub after I take a bath myself. I was assigned to clean the shower stalls yesterday. They were cleaner than an Edo bathhouse by the time I was done.
I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is the fastidious type.
I polished it so well, I bet the inmates are slipping and sliding all over right about now.
Maybe he's not so much the fastidious type as the prankster type.
Somehow, I don't think that's it either.
Anyway, cleaning the orca pool is just like cleaning the tub. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned. Now...
Grill him on that.
Yeah, sure. Hold it! There's no possibility it will be drained at any time other than... Let me start that again. There's no possibility it will be drained at any time other than during cleaning? None. Ugh, shut down with a single word. Why are you so certain? Think about it. The pool water would drain. What would happen to the orca?
The poor thing!
Whose side are you on, Athena? Exactly, young lady. Without water, Orla would be all right for a short period of time, but anything longer than that would pose serious risks. She could even die. So the fact that Orla is alive and well is proof the water wasn't drained on her? That's right. The orca pool and the show stage pool are next door to each other. A hoist runs between the two to move the orca and equipment back and forth. When intensive cleaning is done, the orcas move to the show stage pool first, so the water is only drained while the pool is being cleaned.
Please add that information to your testimony.
If there were no water in the pool, the orca could die.
Wait a minute now.
Well, there's another way that the orca could die, or could possibly die. You want to talk about...
Actually, no. Take a look at the photo.
All
Is the water actually drained?
Yeah, it's not drained. Look, I mean, what's going on here? I mean, we came back to investigate, and Orla is in the orca pool. So objection. If the water in the pool is drained, you say the orca could die. But is that necessarily true? What are you talking about? There is a way to let the water out without harming the orca, isn't there? Your Honor, please allow me to submit this photograph.
Oh, this is...
As you can see, there is no water around the Skull Rock area. With the pool in this state, the victim could have been made to fall to his death. However, there is water on the other side of the partition, and Orla looks just fine. Son of a bitch. In other words, if the partition is set up at the bottom of the pool, the water can be drained without doing Orla any harm.
Are you implying the water could have been drained at a time other than during cleaning?
Yes, there is that possibility.
Dr. Crab is shaking. Looks like he has something to hide. Could it have something to do with the calendar note about meeting with the victim?
It might. I'll submit it to the judge. Your Honor, please take a look at this calendar.
You waved that around in court yesterday. No need to drag out your souvenir today.
Actually, I would like you to make note of the entry for the day in the I would like you to make note of the entry for the day of the incident.
Let me see here. Meet the captain at the orca pool at 7 a.m. What? This note is about a meeting planned with the victim. What?
The defense would like to argue that at the time of that meeting, the pool may have been drained of its water.
Whose calendar is that?
It belongs to Dr. Herman Crab. Isn't that right, Dr. Crab? Son of a bitch. So you suspect me, do ya?
What is the meaning of this calendar entry, Dr. Crab? Explain yourself.
Fine. I was supposed to meet Jack at the orca pool at that time. But I ended up not going. So you're saying you simply broke your promise? You can't get out of it that easily. I believe you have some explaining to do.
What kind of explanation?
Objection!
Objection! Your blade is sharper than I thought, Wright Dono. But your cut was shallow, a mere surface scratch. There's a saying amongst prisoners: do not see, hear, nor speak to smooth-talking lawyers. If you think the witness is suspicious, show your proof.
The calendar alone isn't good enough, huh? I have to prove the victim could have fallen to his death at that 7 a.m. meeting time.
Let's put our heads together, boss. The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or, using the partition, it could have been at 7 a.m. with the water partially drained. What would be the major difference in circumstance between these two possibilities?
What circumstance was different? The answer could really tell us something. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning and 7 a.m.? Either the pool was half filled or the orca was there.
The orca was there.
If the murder occurred at a time other than during cleaning, the orca must have been there.
Oh, you're right. And that would mean that Orla witnessed the murder.
What's this? You're sheathing your sword so soon? Stop yammering to each other and show me how you wield your sword.
All right then. My sword is poised and ready. If the murder was committed at a time other than during cleaning time, then Orla must have been present at the scene. If I can prove that the murder happened right in front of Orla, then I can prove that Ms. Buckler is not guilty.
Order! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, are you implying that the orca was a witness to the crime?
That is exactly what I'm implying.
And how do you intend to prove the orca witnessed the murder?
Yeah, try getting out of this one, tough guy.
What are you going to do? Put the orc on the stand and cross-examine her?
Well, he did it with a parrot. This is a critical point. I'd better think about it carefully. The defense will...
I would say present evidence.
Present evidence. The defense will present evidence. Evidence that will prove Orla witnessed the murder.
You're going to present evidence? Knowing the defense, I thought surely you would try to cross-examine the orca. I must say I'm a little disappointed.
Gee, sorry to get your hopes up, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's see this evidence then. What evidence shows that the murder took place right in front of the orca?
This might be where the sleeping pills come in. Could be. No. This photo indicates where we discovered luminol reactions yesterday. By accident, we got some of the luminol testing fluid on Orla. We were then very surprised to see luminol reactions on Orla's body.
Objection! So what of it? There's nothing odd about that. As was discussed in yesterday's trial, the orca was bleeding. Traces of the orca's blood were also found in the skull rock. The orca must have injured herself when she rammed the rock.
So that cloud of blood Mr. Plume saw was from Orla headbutting the skull rock, was it? Skull rock updated in the court record.
Victim slammed into it when he fell. Orla also rammed into it. It had been moved from the shore pool. Those luminol reactions you saw on the orca are most likely from her headbutting.
Well, then what the heck are they doing on her back?
Objection!
Objection! But what's odd is the position of those bloodstains. Please take a good look at the photograph. Yesterday, Ms. DePlume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat. That testimony indicated that Orla's injuries were under the hat area. However, these luminol reactions are in two entirely separate areas from her injuries. These bloodstains can't be Orla's own blood from when she was headbutting.
Then where did the blood come from?
It's my firm belief that it's the victim's blood. The victim was killed right in front of Orla, and the victim's blood splattered onto Orla's body. Okay, so there we go.
I don't believe this.
Now it finally all makes sense. Orla was a witness to the murder, so that's why.
Orla? Boss! Something's wrong with Orla!
What? You're right. She's listless and she's sinking. There's one more fact that indicates Orla was a witness to the murder.
There's more?
The culprit was afraid Orla could somehow reveal what she witnessed. And that's why they did what they did. It's the only thing that makes sense. I have to present that evidence. That evidence that proves the culprit thought Orla was a dangerous witness. Now we're getting to the sleeping pills. Take that! The defense would like to submit this evidence.
What's this? It looks like some sort of medicine.
It's a sleeping drug, Your Honor. A very powerful one. This sleeping drug was discovered in Orla's stomach yesterday. The culprit tried to drown Orla by putting her into a deep sleep.
Tried to drown the orca? But why? Right, Dono. Are you trying to tell this court that the perpetrator tried to kill the orca off to prevent a witness from talking? Do you really expect to defeat me with that feeble attack?
My sword has been drawn. I'm not about to sheathe my evidence now. Orcas have an enormous potential for intelligence. The possibility that Orla could somehow manage to reveal the truth can't be denied. The culprit believed in this possibility, and that's why they tried to kill her. Dr. Herman Crab, you purchased this sleeping drug, didn't you?
What? Does this mean the veterinarian tried to do away with the orca?
Who but a veterinarian would better know how to disguise an orca's death? He could even prevent the police from examining Orla's body. Why, you? Are you actually accusing me of trying to murder the orca? How dare you? How dare you slander the noble profession of veterinarian?
My goodness! One could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife!
Yes, I admit to purchasing that sleeping drug. However, it was subsequently stolen from my lab. Uh-oh.
That's such a flimsy excuse.
It's the truth. What else can I say? Any one of the crew members could have entered my lab. Guess that weakens my evidence quite a bit. Besides, think about it for a minute. Who was it that treated Orla after she swallowed the drug? It was I. But as I recall, it took you quite a while to give that treatment. You didn't even come on your own. We had to go get you. Son of a bitch, you just remember all sorts of little details, don't you, Mr. Lawyer?
The orca pool and the lab are far apart. It's little wonder he didn't know Orla's condition.
Hang on a second. What about that torpedo?
Objection!
Objection! Didn't know? That's highly doubtful. As far apart as they were, Dr. Crab still had a way to know all about Orla's condition. The defense would like to submit evidence that the witness knew about Orla's condition.
All together, everybody.
3, 2, take that! The torpedo! Gah! You just had to bring that up, didn't you? With this advanced data system, surely you would have known Orla's condition.
Objection!
Objection. Wait just 1 minute. What is this torpedo? Dr. Crab, how dare you bring a weapon of mass destruction into my courtroom?
The torpedo, or Teleobservation Real-Time Pertinent Data Organizer, is a data system. Until yesterday, only Dr. Crab and Mr. Shipley knew about the torpedo. It isn't legally approved in this country, so it was kept a secret from the police.
It's illegal? Dr. Crab, I demand an explanation.
Son of a bitch. You and your big mouth, Mr. Lawyer. Yes, it's true. I'm using an illegal system to monitor the creatures at the aquarium. The system uses sensors like these, and yes, there's one in the orca pool too. These sensors send sound waves through the water to gather data on the creatures. If it finds abnormalities in their condition, the torpedo alerts me with a sound.
Oh my goodness, how very high-tech. But if it's illegal, I will not turn a blind eye. This matter will be appropriately dealt with at a separate time. Now then, Mr. Wright, please continue.
With the torpedo, I'm sure Dr. Crab noticed the danger Orla was in. But he made no attempt to come to her aid on his own. And the reason for that is that Dr. Crab wanted Orla dead. The torpedo didn't give me a warning message. That's why I didn't know there was anything wrong with Orla. The sensor in the orca pool wasn't working during the police's investigation. What?
Objection!
Objection! Can you prove that statement?
Objection!
Objection.
What's with him? Yeah, what's so funny?
I guess this also high tech for Prosecutor Blackwell that it's making him a little funny.
Funny? Yes, I find this all very funny. Witness, those sensors send sound waves through the water, correct? But what if there isn't any water?
Oh. Then they wouldn't work. They would automatically switch off.
I see. And where is the sensor in the orca pool located?
I don't know. Jack is the one who attached it for me.
You don't know? Then I will tell you. The police found a sensor just like the one you had just showed us. They found it attached to the table at the bottom of the pool.
Table? Hold on a second. What's he talking about? Oh, it's over there by that lantern.
It's gotta
Oh.
Goodness. Yeah, that lantern.
Do you mean the table in this photograph?
That's right. Don't you get it yet, Wright, Dono? The table is on the Skull Rock side of the partition. It's affixed to the bottom of the pool and can't be moved. Oh! And so if the water was draining from the Skull Rock side of the pool... Precisely. Without water, the torpedo sensor would not work. Witness, when did that sensor automatically switch off?
Hang on. I'll look it up. The only times lately were during cleaning 2 days ago and the investigation yesterday. Of course, I knew the pool would be drained while they cleaned it. But I had no idea they drained it for the investigation. No one let me know. That's why I didn't know about Orla's condition yesterday. So Dr. Crab really did want to save Orla.
Did you hear that, right, Dono? Yes, the water can be drained without harm to the orca if the partition is used. But if the water is drained from the Skull Rock side, the sensor turns itself off. If the sensor was always on except for during the cleaning and the investigation, it means there must have been water in the pool at all other times. It was never drained.
Oh, so now we're getting to the nitty gritty here. So now it's like, okay, Sasha's still on the hook because she got done with cleaning at 6 a.m. You know,
In other words, no one but the defendant could have committed the crime.
Ah!
Still stands. Order! Order in the court. This completely shatters the defense's argument.
But the fact still remains that Orla was nearly killed with Dr. Crab's sleeping drug.
Objection!
Objection. But aren't you forgetting one important question? When was the sleeping drug given to the orca?
We know the answer to that question, Package and I. You're right. That hasn't been discussed yet, has it?
The orca pool is the scene of the murder. The police were there all day yesterday. The only way to give the drug to the orca undetected is to put it in her food. Yesterday, someone gave the orca food during the trial. Someone did? I'm afraid I don't remember that. Huh. You don't remember? You're not that old yet, are you? It was the defendant, Sasha Buckler.
No, it wasn't. She was here.
Ah! So that is the orca that stands accused, is it?
Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on?
Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck. Wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
Oops. So your argument is that Miss Buckler is the one who gave the orca the drug? The prosecution's argument hasn't changed. Buckler made the victim fall to his death and then manipulated the orca to pin it on her.
What?
Still not satisfied, she further planned to kill the orca with the sleeping drug.
I didn't hear any reports of Dr. Crab feeding Orla. Maybe he didn't have a hand in Orla's attempted murder after all. But is there anybody else who could have fed Orla besides Sasha?
Oh yeah. If it's true, the defendant is the one who fed the sleeping drug to the orca, then that places even more suspicion on her than ever.
Objection! The defense objects to the prosecution's claims.
Well, you still haven't admitted defeat.
Prosecutor Blackwell, I don't appreciate the way you only mention the parts that are convenient for you.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
The prosecutor failed to mention that Ms. Buckler wasn't the only one to feed Orla. As you will all recall, there was another person who gave Orla food.
Oh, you mean that person?
Looks like Athena remembers now, too.
Congrats, Sasha. Time to celebrate. Go on, eat up.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Wright. No.
I don't want to believe it either, but we can't ignore the truth. The other person who fed Orla during the trial was...
Drum roll, please.
All together, everybody. Yo, 3, 2, 1. Yo, ho, ho. Marlon Rhymes. Please recall when Orla was found not guilty yesterday. Marlon Rhymes gave the orca a large quantity of food. If the sleeping drug was mixed in with that food, it could be given to the orca without arousing police suspicion.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that flip-flopper feeding the orca. I remember that. I saw it in my own Objection. So you remembered, did you? I see the time for a true sword fight has come. I call Marlon Rhymes to the stand.
Mr. Lawyer, both Miss Orca Lover and Marlon Rhymes are important members of our crew. I don't want to suspect either of them, but I'm ready to accept whatever truth you find. Here, take this. That charm.
It's the charm that matches the one Azura Summers had, isn't it? So you and Miss Summers were romantically involved, weren't you, Dr. Crab?
What? No, of course not. Sorry to disappoint you, but this doesn't belong to me. At the time, I thought it was Azura's, so I grabbed it. But it wasn't hers. Now it's up to you, Mr. Lawyer, to figure out whose charm it is. I will. Thank you, Dr. Crab. After all, I'm interested in the outcome of this trial, too.
Now then, please summon Marlon Rhymes to the witness stand.
Oh boy, here we go.
Now it's down to this. The fight continues. What's going on? What's everybody making that face for? I haven't been watching the trial and nobody's told me anything. Marlon Rhymes, you are under suspicion for the attempted murder of the orca. I see. Well, if it's already out.
Mr. Rhymes? Is he really going to admit it?
Fine. I'll tell the truth. All right. Spill the beans, Marlon. Witness testimony. The truth. Sasha's lying to protect that orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the 30 feet high? Wait a second.
No, that pool's 60 feet deep.
Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high, making him slam into the water. So I thought the orca should pay the consequences.
He's lying.
Now we're back to the orca again.
I did not see that testimony coming.
Now wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning.
I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, the captain, Sasha, and me, were cleaning the pool room.
But Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage.
Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. And Sasha's lying to protect the orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make a fake blood stain.
No, she didn't.
I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the orca.
Mr. Rhymes, how can you lie like that?
It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the orca did it, you win your case.
No, we don't.
What?
This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Ms. Buckler would be innocent and the orca would be the killer.
Huh. Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha?
Having a witness lie to save your own client? What a dirty, underhanded tactic, Wright, Dono.
Objection! Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now.
What do you say, Mr. Wright? All you gotta do is admit the orca did it, and Sasha goes free. Isn't the lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest?
But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Ms. Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Ms. Buckler herself is innocent too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us.
That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler's and Orla's innocence.
Huh? I just don't understand how you can treat a human and the orca equally. Sasha or the orca. You can only save one of them.
I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony.
Oh, yeah? Then go ahead and try.
I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing.
All right. Let's pick this bastard apart, huh?
Yeah, so I know what to hit him with.
Sasha's lying to protect that orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high, making him slam into the water.
Well, hang on a minute,
No.
doofus, because
What is-
remember, where's the diagram for the... they didn't have...
No. What's the autopsy report say?
Oh, yeah.
For each-
Estimated time of death from 12 to 10 a.m. on July 20th. Cause of death, contusion from head trauma, thought to be from 65-foot fall into the pool, bruised all over. Ceiling to pool bottom is 100 feet. Blow to head received after death.
Objection!
Objection! When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different.
Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air. But the autopsy report shows the apparent cause of death to be from a 65-foot fall.
What?
Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. With the pool being 65 feet deep, there's only 30 feet between the water and the ceiling. If the pool was full of water, as you claimed, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states.
Ah!
Which one's mine?
This one.
Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the orca pool room so he could make these statements. But the truth must be he was at the show stage, just as Dr. Crab and Sasha testified.
I believe that brings us back around to the orca didn't do it. I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Wright Dono, for shutting the witness up. As I thought, the only person who could have killed the victim is Sasha Buckler. What?
Hang on. We're not done yet.
That fact still remains whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the orca or not. Son of a...
Mr. Rhymes was right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. But pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner.
As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Ms. Buckler is now deepened.
Uh-oh. If I don't do something fast, the judge is going to find Sasha guilty.
Mr. Wright, isn't there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent.
At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. As long as the crime scene is the orca pool room, then Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime.
No need for pity or baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold it! Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict.
But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now?
The defense has a counter-argument.
You do? Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to make this counter-argument?
The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Remember that.
I'll never forget those words no matter how many years go by. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to him with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else?
The scene of the crime? Somewhere else? What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now?
As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room when there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime.
That is correct.
But if the scene of the crime was not the Orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime.
I don't get it.
Are you sure you know where you're going with this?
I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now.
Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance.
Of course not. The judge knows me far too well.
And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was?
Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix, think. Think of a place other than the Orca pool room where one could fall to one's death.
Then by all means, please share your theory with the court.
The show stage pool.
Where was the real scene of the murder?
It was the show pool. Take that. The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the Orca pool.
Right, Dono. What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting.
Of course I do. I will, as soon as I think of something.
The victim's body was found in the Orca pool. How do you explain that?
Objection!
Objection! How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the Orca pool?
Uh-huh. How about if? What kind of representation of your argument is that? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved.
Now we're getting to where the handprints come into play.
I don't think so.
There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Now there's the hoist, but then you can't do it somebody has to be in the Orca pool room to operate the hoist. So I don't think it's that. Was there something at the scene that could have been used to move the body?
Well, yeah, the hoist.
Okay, I guess.
No, not that. Oh, okay.
The hoist runs between the Orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could also have been used to move the dead body.
Yes, if the stretcher can move the Orca or the Skull Rock, it seems likely it could also move a dead body as well.
Wow, somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection!
Objection! You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up a crime scene?
Uh-oh. Ah!
Not again!
You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace.
What do you mean half-baked?
The hoist can be operated from the Orca pool room only.
Yep. Gah!
And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. Ha!
Ah!
Oh, he has a point there. I do this. Order! So it comes back to the defendant no matter which pool it was?
Meaning I can't clear Sasha either way? Sasha said she moved Orla and the Skull Rock, and I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it?
Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim?
Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? I have no objections because I have no objections. Ms. Buckler must have been the one who moved the body.
What? Mr. Wright, Are you admitting the defendant committed the murder?
No, I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Ms. Buckler was not aware that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it unbeknownst to her.
The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible?
The body was found in the orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Ms. Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence.
The skull rock.
Take that.
The skull rock?
Ms. Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the skull rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Ms. Buckler moved to the orca pool are Orla and the skull rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the skull rock.
What?
Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the skull rock with the body inside, and then he used the walkie-talkie to let Ms. Buckler know the rock was loaded. Ms. Buckler operated the hoist from the orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside.
Do you really think there's enough space inside the skull rock to place a body?
I don't know, man. The Swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock?
Oh, it says, who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow.
What's more, if the body was inside the skull rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions.
Such as?
Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Ms. DePlume witnessed. Where did the body that Ms. DePlume saw come from? Please recall, what was Orla doing to the skull rock at this time? She was headbutting it.
Oh!
That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the skull rock. The body had been placed inside the skull rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool.
Silence! What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection! It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the skull rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair.
Right, Dono. I don't believe this.
Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And to think, it all started with that half-baked bluff, too.
Whew, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit?
If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator?
It is, naturally, the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Rhymes, weren't you the one who loaded the skull rock onto the stretcher at the show stage?
Well, Mr. Wright, that was some pretty smart brainwork you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before, Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury! Yeah. Well, Mr. Wright says it's true. The body was inside the skull rock. And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool, too.
What? He's admitting it that easily?
This time, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. All right, spill the beans, Marlon. The whole truth. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up in the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectator's screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca find the body, I freaked.
Hang on.
So now we're back to the orca again, I see. If you were going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. So I suggested she hide the body in the skull rock and move it to the orca pool. I was going to figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha.
So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the skull rock. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. So why?
Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me?
Athena, do you mean you heard something?
Yep. Noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart.
So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions. All right, Athena, give him a good counseling session.
You got it, boss.
Mood matrix, activate.
This mine?
Yep.
Huh? What's this?
What are you getting, Athena?
This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up.
Whoa. I put the phone on top of the box there, and that's where the feedback came from.
All right.
Those two emotions appear to be running out of control.
Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem?
We'll have to probe their cause if you want to get to his true emotions in testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of.
All right, let's probe for the cause of his out-of-control emotions then.
I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. When you see something off in a statement, press probe. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally, press probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help.
Great. All right, I'll get started comparing the statements with the images.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Uh-oh. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air.
So, yeah.
Let's keep going. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. Okay. I can still remember the spectators. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, of course. There's no spectators.
Probe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Got it. I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away.
What? Oh, right. Of course. I just made a mistake. Okay, there's one down.
Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad.
I wonder why he would make that mistake, saying spectators were there. How strange.
The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another.
Oh.
Like, he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart.
A situation where an orca killed somebody and there were spectators there. Hey! I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is this book.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened.
Uh-huh.
Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators?
What? How did you? You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. What about it? I was just one of the spectators.
Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year.
Silence.
Silence! Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point.
Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here?
There is one piece of evidence in mind that might explain his sadness.
Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness.
Here we go. Time to pull the trump card.
Take that!
Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm.
Hey! What are you doing with that charm?
It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you? Guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it.
When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. We better examine this charm a little more.
Good idea. Let's look inside it.
All right.
I can't do it. Huh? What's this? A photograph.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, this is Azura Summers and Marlon Rhymes. Uh-oh.
Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you?
So what if we were a couple? It doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case.
You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence.
Silence. The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness past have to do with the case at hand?
They occurred exactly a year from each other. I don't know yet.
But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at.
Okay, here we go. Well, he's angry at the orca, isn't he?
Yeah,
Because the
the
orca...
orca shot the captain up into the air.
But, no.
Then the captain came down and slammed into the water.
Okay, keep going.
I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Liz the Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. So is it this one?
No,
Or-
go back to the first one. He was trying to pin the blame on Orla. That's what he was angry at.
Got it!
Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you?
Angry? And an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof.
Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad?
I've got your proof.
I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla.
All right, I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura's dead, and that orca is still swimming around happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca is a killer. You're right. I want that orca to pay. There. You feel good dragging up a person's past, but it still doesn't change anything. Oh boy.
He's right.
I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotion quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion.
All right. All right, so in the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Keep going. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, he didn't freak. He wasn't surprised at all.
Got it. When Ms. de Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, you freaked? Really?
What are you getting at?
With Ms. de Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure de Plume witnessed that scene.
Well, I'll be damned. He created the witness.
Yep.
Next. That's it for the noise. Yeah, bye-bye. So you figured all that out, did you? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca, but you leave me no choice.
What's he doing? Oh my God, what the fuck?
Now it's time to get serious.
Oh, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely beyond the pale.
Ahoy! What? Yo, ho, ho! Ahoy, me brothers represent. A fast jet grass eater stay free. Take me words and pop in your mouth. Sure the grass eaters need to be beat. Yo, ho, ho! Bro, I'm ready for the showdown. What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from?
This makes absolutely no sense. He looks like a completely different person.
Order! If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us.
Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words.
So I plan to have that wench be a witness? You caught me out. If be true I thought that orca's murder's way should be found out. That'd be why I schemed to have the Plume see the body.
So you admit it? You deliberately framed Orla?
It be true. What skin be there off anybody's nose? That orca be a murdering, scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that orca, but I always felt grateful toward the captain. The orca murdered Azura in the cabin, so of course she should walk the plank.
Gah, I don't have a response to that.
I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear.
Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill?
Exactly. He tried to...
Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact.
Oh, and what is that?
Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's her.
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the orca?
Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla.
The orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley is the one who died. The orca is alive and quite well.
He's right. He wanted to kill the orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orca was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death?
At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado of a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis in fact.
Objection! They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene, the show pool.
What are you talking about?
It's my contention that two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death.
He did what now?
He drained the show pool.
Mr. Wright, what did Mr. Rhymes remove in an attempt to kill Orla?
Take that!
Don't tell me you're trying to claim he tried to kill the orca by draining the pool water.
That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla. With the plan to kill Orca in the show pool. Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to follow his death in the show pool.
Well, I don't believe this.
Hold it! I tried to kill the orca, you say? Can you even prove there was a nary drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection! You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th, but I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time.
How would you know such a thing?
I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. This system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly when she ate. Or didn't eat.
Sink me. Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption.
Only a few of the Shipshape Aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence.
You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry.
He's right. I don't have any proof.
If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would create an inconsistency. Where did her fish go?
Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to? Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Fish. What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease this stalling with inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection! But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think.
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice.
Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it.
I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't yet know.
Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful.
Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Rifle. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage.
First an orca, now a penguin?
Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If you be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence.
The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Right here, buddy. Take that.
Oh my, what a cute little sign. Look at all of those adorable stars.
These stars are actually starfish. Ms. Buckler painted this sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying.
That be true. What be your point?
On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out. The print's right there.
Take that!
A couple of the pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others.
Ah, you're right. They look almost like little leaves.
Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry.
Ho ho! What cute little pink penguin prints. So if there are footprints, what of them?
Marlon Rhymes was watching over this sign at the show stage while the paint dried, and during that time the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all.
Yeah, Rifle ate all this fish. Who be you to say Rifle ate all this fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But it doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. It couldn't have been moved without me.
The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction?
Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time?
Right, Dono. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you.
If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning.
Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage.
Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must...
And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock.
And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign.
But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there?
Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen?
The water.
Take that!
What? Inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating?
No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture.
Just like yesterday, must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin would get you nowhere?
Objection!
Objection! Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do.
The penguin is a key point?
The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone.
What? How?
Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Ms. Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion.
That's right. Mr. Shipley told Ms. Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Ms. Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Ms. DePlume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down.
What? So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin
Shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is.
Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions?
It's working. Just a little further now, and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions?
Of course not. What kind of bounce be that? If I be but a simple animal keeper.
If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca?
Hold on a second.
The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca?
Huh. Ah!
What is going on here? I don't get this. How could...
Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it?
Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection! Objection!
Well, it appears that I was mistaken.
Athena!
I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart.
She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way.
The right way?
Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument.
Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection! All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases.
The central figure?
The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now.
Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is this central figure in both cases? Ready, lady.
Norma de Plume.
No, not. He's gonna. Take that! He's gonna do the orca.
The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the Orca.
Do you intend to cross-examine an orca? Cross-examine an orca? You must be animal. It be impossible, says I. What? Cross-examining an orca? Well, he did. Silence! This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection! Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable.
Very well. Do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict.
I'm ready and confident.
So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla.
That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha.
An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
First a parrot, now an orca.
Yep. The hits just keep on coming. To be continued. Well, we're going to keep pushing.
Yep, because we're almost there. Okay. I think I may have got myself dirty a little bit,
The
but
truth about the past. Listen, I did not expect Marlon Rhymes to turn into the incredible freaking Hulk. Makes absolutely no sense.
July 22nd, 11:21 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. I am completely in the dark in this.
Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright.
Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now we have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla.
If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue.
And I can't forget about that strange set of prints of Rhymes's either.
Me neither.
I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. I had no idea Marlon hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shot by a torpedo ray.
Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him.
Oh, Mr. Plume, you been watching the trial?
Oh, yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book, even if that truth goes against what I wrote in The Killer Whale. I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab, Azura died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over. Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azura was holding her chest, in obvious pain. She was holding her chest. Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition. Heart condition? What heart condition? I never heard anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did.
What? Azura had a heart condition too? I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did.
So that means the orca was innocent a year ago too. It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. So, you really did intend to put Orla down? No. Jack and I were against such a thing from the start.
But you said you were going to euthanize the orca.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison, but a sleeping drug, right? That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead, and then set her free. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules.
Oh, that's why?
I never considered the possibility that poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper. Marlon Rhymes. That is correct. That day, my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool.
He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do.
Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I will be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo.
Well, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped, and so casually, too.
That woman really is a free spirit. You remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha? I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca, let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca song. The orca song, huh? What could he be hinting at?
Oh, Mr. Wright. Looks like it's time.
All right, let's go back in.
You got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla. Together.
You damn right, son.
Yep.
Sister, rather. July 22nd, 11:30 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4.
Oh, man.
Here we go. The court will now reconvene. Is the witness Azura Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? Well, the orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. Oh, just as adorable as yesterday.
I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions.
Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness?
I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me.
Hello, everyone.
That young lady! Didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago?
Yes, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend.
Well, well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? Ah! I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling?
How is this my fault?
The court will now hear the testimony of Azura Shipley. All right. Speak to us how Orla was manipulated. Grill that orca like a salmon. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this orca?
Well, she is a key witness for the defense after all, sir.
Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It appears this will be another one of those times.
Yes, he's given me the go-ahead. I'd now like to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction.
Ah, fine by me. But not will happen, I tell you.
Mr. Rhymes was right. Nothing happened.
I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her?
Right, Dono. I hope you realize that if you can't prove with this cross-examination how Rhymes controlled the orca, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately.
Yes, I realize that.
Hold on, check the court record. See if you can see that song on that TV phone.
Here's the whistle. I was thinking that too, and here's the Swashbuckler song.
Yeah, but
right?
what about the TV phone? Can you see it?
Well, I can't look at it yet.
Okay.
Yes, I realize that. This is my last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks.
Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. All right, cross-examination time. How are you gonna grill that Orla?
I have no idea. Football Johnny 2006 with a question. Fortnite stream when? Not anytime soon. But thanks for showing up. I'm just gonna let story mode take the. Okay, so he's either gonna grab the Swashbuckler or the TV phone. Objection! Sasha told me an interesting story about Ms. Summers.
Huh?
Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks.
You guys shake it, okay? No.
You guys should okay. Okay.
Keep moving.
Sorry.
I used to help Azura take the videos on her TV phone.
Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Ms. Summers. Ms. Faye, could I ask for your help?
Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it?
You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look for videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla.
Videos? I'm not too sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try. My apologies to Marlin.
Right, Dono. What are you up to?
You'll see in a moment. If Pearls could find those videos for me. XX Smithy 1. We can play Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Well, all right. Go ahead.
Mr. Nick, I found them. I found some videos like you described.
You did? Thank you, Miss Faye. Just as I suspected. How did Marlon Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone.
His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app?
Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command.
Me? Can I do such a thing?
You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool.
The practice dummy? All right. In it goes. There. It sank to the bottom. Now I'll play a video. Orla's diving down, heading straight for the dummy. What a smart girl you are, Orla. The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick.
Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help. Now I have proof.
Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Ms. Faye an orca trainer now?
No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now let's see if we can command Orla to do the singing trick. Ms. Faye, if there's a video of the singing trick, please play that.
Certainly. Let's see. Is it this video?
All right, here we go. Huh? It's impossible. No way.
Oh my! Isn't she wonderful? That was the Swashbuckler Spectacular song.
Hang on a second, kids.
Oh, what a lovely singing voice. It wasn't bad. By the way, how did Miss Faye give the orca those commands?
Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend Azura Summers sent him. They're videos of Ms. Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla.
Oh my! Anyone at all?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they would have to do is play those videos.
Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence.
I'm getting a sneaking suspicion the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here?
All right, certainly.
Got him. All right, I'll try playing one.
Hey, that tooth, do you see that? That,
Yep. Tooth?
there's one of his teeth is broken. One of the orca's teeth is broken.
So this was a training session a year ago, huh? But wait a minute. There's something about that song that bothers me. TV phone updated end of court
A
record.
cell phone used by ship-shape aquarium staff. Videos of Summers can be viewed. If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, then that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Ugh.
Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now.
Silence. I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca. But isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? All she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing and the lifesaver trick.
Zion Boyman's back in. Hey.
Oh, Simon, go back to Theodore and Alvin, you chipmunk.
Got him. So he's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is that true? Think about that for a minute. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries. It was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. The culprit made sure Ms. de Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? She couldn't have.
No.
No, I don't think Ms. Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit.
You challenged me to a battle. I hope your sword is sharpened. Let me see those sword skills of yours.
Don't you worry, my sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time.
The walkie-talkie, perhaps? No, the whistle.
Ms. DePlume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks.
How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about?
Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained.
In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you tell him to both sit and shake, he won't do them at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly?
Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog.
My sword is me roasting people I hate an ace attorney. What a farce. So are you saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario?
The creature's own trainer couldn't do it. How could I?
Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it?
Boss, you don't have to agree so cheerfully.
The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca. But if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out?
No, thank you.
So Orla can't do two tricks at a time, but Ms. DePlume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere.
Was Ms. DePlume lying? Or is it not true that Orla can't do two tricks at a time?
But Ms. DePlume had no reason to lie about such a thing.
If it really is impossible for Orla to perform two tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked?
Faked?
Yes. Maybe Orla only performed one of the tricks, but it was made to look like she performed two.
Silence! Maybe. How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture?
Sounds like I'd better present some evidence here and fast.
Although I am concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you, which of the two was faked? The lifesaver trick or the singing trick?
The song. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked.
And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked?
It's either the CD or the TV phone, because the song was different.
Take that!
So that's why, yeah, because of that thing on that description. This is a recording of a recent Swashbuckler Spectacular.
Simon, please go back to Garfunkel.
You guys look like Megamind. In this recording, Orla sings the same song she sang for Ms. Faye earlier. But Ms. DePlume said this song is different from the one that was sung a year ago.
The song is different?
Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago, sent to this cell phone.
Maddie! Thanks for joining the chat.
Thanks, Alex, for liking the stream.
Y'all get my joke?
I do like it. I got it, man.
Yes, it sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Faye earlier.
And yet, this is the same video Ms. Faye used to issue the command to Orla to sing. By having Ms. DePlume listen to the song recorded in the cell phone video, the true culprit made Ms. DePlume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone videos, could have done this.
Silence. But Ms. DePlume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim he made her think that? How was the song recording played?
I intend to explain that too, of course.
What?
The answer lies somewhere in the Orca Pool Visitors Corridor. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this. It's probably the speaker. Yep. Ms. DePlume heard the song while she was in the Orca Pool visitors corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor so that visitors can hear the orca sounds.
And you claim the song was played from that speaker? How?
Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the visitors corridor.
The walkie-talkie?
Either use the walkie-talkie or the TV phone.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes could broadcast the song in the video to the speaker by using a walkie-talkie. How much money for a Fortnite stream? Come up with some figures and we'll get back to you.
Phoenix Wright, you son of a gun, you did it again!
And where are you guys from? We're from Michigan.
Whoa.
Hold on. And he could get Orla to do a trick by letting her hear Ms. Summers' whistle signal too. He played the singing through the speaker and he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes.
Gah!
This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes?
Gah!
You did it! Now we can save both Sasha and Orla.
More like busted Rhymes. I'll chip in $100 for a Fortnite stream. Oh, let me present you with the tip page.
Wait a minute now.
Hold on.
You're not paying any money, are you?
No. They're paying us.
Ooh. Yeah,
Later. We got business to conduct.
Just leave it to Captain Wright's swashbuckler lawyers to win any case.
I don't remember agreeing to that name.
So it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the orca. I'm stunned. I see we will need to hear more from this witness.
Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth.
Yeah, tell the truth, Rhymes.
Hold it!
What was that?
So I use walkie-talkie, you say? Sorry, but you dead wrong, bucko. It'd be impossible, says I.
But what do you mean, impossible?
That's disgusting.
I shall see your little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hark you will now. Yo, DJ, drop it.
Witness testimony. The dissing of Phoenix Wright.
Yo, walkie-talkie be broke for real. Meets the lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the bloom on the scene. Broke before Rock could ever dream. Look at your goof during cleaning time, but Bob sucking lawyer spitting at me. That organ, you don't listen to me, Kay. Kill the cat. You so cray.
Legit goof during cleaning time, but Bob sucking lawyer spitting lies.
Okay, so hold on. So the walkie-talkie was broken. I don't think that's true, because we could hear rifle on it.
Well, okay. The plume is full of the bull. Here we go again with that flip-flop music.
Broken? Of all the flimsy excuses, bilge sucking, that was uncalled for.
You probably broke it on purpose after the fact.
Oh, that be untrue, little lassie. Although I can't prove what it really was. Lucky be it for me, you'll always be the ones with the proving to do.
Richard,
are you enjoying this? We are.
It's hip-hop, Sir Archibald.
Ugh. After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it. No hints, right? We have used story mode, but just to try to move things along.
I love the Steel Twins. Well, thank you, Football Johnny, man.
Can I be a mod? We'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Yeah, we don't need one right now. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it.
All right, cross-examination time. The diss and the Phoenix Wright.
Yo, DJ, drop it. Yo, walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lloyd's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the plume on the scene. Broke before Rock could ever dream. Legit goof during cleaning time, but Bill sucking lawyer spit lies.
Hold it! You made a big blunder? What happened?
Great Virginia, there's pretty Chamberlain in more ways than one.
Mod me first. I love this deal. Well, I appreciate both of you guys. You know, but, well, I have to think about it.
After I helped Sasha with the cleaning, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it with me.
It does indeed appear to be broken.
With me walkie-talkie broken, there'd be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given York any commands.
He looks like a fusion of Can You Smell What the Rock is Cooking and Billie Jean Is Not My Lover. He just looks insane to me.
Ooh, your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient?
Oh, wait, oh, no, let me try that again.
Ooh, your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient?
We should 1v1 on Fortnite to see who is the mod for the Steel Twins with a side of Popeye. Yeah, Fletcher with a side of Popeye. Okay, all right.
Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose.
Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. Where be your proof?
I don't have any proof.
If his walkie-talkie was broken, it throws a monkey wrench into my whole theory. When he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything.
Yeah, thanks, May. She is the OG fan.
Yeah, if anybody be mod, she would be.
And a hint of why it's so serious.
Ha ha! You never get me to agree that Pox or can be innocent. If something be not done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. York could kill the captain. It weren't me.
So you intend to continue to claim that the defendant is innocent, do you? Well, I won't stand for that. Now then, Wright Dono, what's your next move?
Well, I'm employed for 20 years, so I would be a better mod. Your Honor, I would like to examine that walkie-talkie if you don't mind.
Certainly. Here you are.
Let's see if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken.
If he gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time.
Well, let's see.
I can use the right stick to rotate the evidence, and X to examine if I notice anything of interest.
You can also zoom in and out with triangle and circle to get a better look. Now let's check every last inch of it for anything off.
Turn it around. Hey, the tooth marks. Remember Azura Summers' hoist?
Uh-huh.
I think they match Summers.
Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks.
Hey, you're right. A bite this big, I wonder if it was Orla. Maddie doesn't know what a mod is. It lets you ban people and moderate the chat. Right. We want to be very careful about who we give that power to. Wait. A walkie-talkie with tooth marks? Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday?
Yes. Remember?
It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget.
Well, now.
Oh. Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his. But could it be?
Not all about it, don't you agree? Time to give it up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the orca. Just save Sasha, says I.
I would be the best mod ever, and I would attend every single stream while playing Fortnite. Hey,
You and
don't
that
be
damn
hating on Fortnite. Fortnite's a good game for some people. Anyway, I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable?
Stubborn one you be. That orca, you don't listen to me, can't kill the cat.
You so crazy. Go back to statement 1. And see what story mode says.
So, all right.
Objection!
Oh, okay, so the autopsy report.
Objection.
The walkie-talkie that the witness brought with him to court today may have been stolen from the victim, Mr. Jack Shipley.
Aquarium may look like a band of pirates, but thievery?
According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death.
This trial is a real reason why kids should get off their damn cell phones while stupid stuff is happening.
Right? However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body.
He thinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken. Be that not right? So his walkie-talkie is not to do with mine.
I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the
Oh,
fall.
The Legend of Zelda is a hell of a game, I will tell you that.
Which one, though? That's the question. You stole the walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Ryan?
Silence. I will not allow such leading questions, Wright, Dono. If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence.
Certainly, I plan on doing just that. Please look at these tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie.
You're gonna get salmonella by eating that goddamn raw, unprecedented, slimy fish.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tooth marks? Oh, yes, I see them.
The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Ms. Summers in her mouth.
If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for,
Also, no pun intended on the salmonella part.
which means he could have used it to command the orca after all.
And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley. Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Could it be?
Sink me.
Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer.
What? He still won't admit it?
This walkie-talkie be mine, says I.
Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it?
I've had many to run in with that orca myself. She's bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of our fights are carved here into me body.
My goodness, I can clearly see the tooth mark scars in your skin.
What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla?
Drop it. Ahoy! Yo, ho, ho! You want answers? I got some, mate. These scars from Orla? That's right. Damn girl can put up a nasty fight. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had to rip them tip, so I went in hard. So, Mr. Lawyer, I win. Just being frank. And Orla, here, you get the plank. Yo.
I can't let him run this show. I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim. Oh my damn. Be quiet, Michael the Rock Jackson.
And you can forget about fingerprints. I always keep me walkie-talkie clean and polished.
This man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way.
Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them?
Funny? Funny how?
Something is different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen.
The only other ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy.
It's just a tiny difference. It might not even mean anything.
Right now, we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. Yeah, those marks are off. You know, I think Marlon tried to dig those holes in himself. This is more off-pissing than the DL6 case.
Ooh.
It's definitely wacky. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix, you can turn everything around right here and now.
I think it's time to revisualize.
Time to review the facts we have so far. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show stage pool. I mean, it's making me more mad than that case. Yeah, exactly. But Rhymes, I agree, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
Love it.
That's a great idea. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he kept as a memento of Azura Summers. I have to find a way to prove that it is indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim?
The orca's tooth marks.
Yep. Tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? The tooth marks are different.
Yes.
Two different bite mark patterns. When I look closely, I see two different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had two different variations as well?
The show song.
The show song. Two different songs. A year ago, the orca song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? What's behind the fact that the orca's tooth marks in the song were different a year ago?
It was a different orca.
No way.
I think, yeah. I mean,
Either
remember
that or new teeth grew in.
Well, no. I mean,
there are two different orcas. Whoa, what? What the heck is going on? What? I'm starting to think there are two different orcas. The one a year ago and Orla now. And if the orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's, like Rhymes said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim.
Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Is everything all right?
I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor.
Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono?
Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackwell.
And what is this astonishing thing you realized?
Until just now, I thought the orca at Chip Shape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same orca. However, two inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be two Aura Shipleys.
What? Two different orcas? But that's impossible!
What?
Order! Order in the court! Explain yourself! What is the basis for this preposterous claim?
The orca show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the orca a year ago was a different orca. Two different orcas, two different songs. It explains the show song contradiction.
What be this badge want to talk? I don't understand.
I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you out in your lies. Hang on, there's no proof about, hang on, never mind. You claimed that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. The two different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and on the dummy proves this.
What? Two different patterns, you say?
Silence! While I will concede there is a possibility that two different orcas exist, bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence.
All right, I will show you conclusive evidence then. So he wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have 2 videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences?
Yes, you do.
I will now submit 2 videos with which the different songs and teeth can be compared. On the TV phone.
And on the CD.
And here is the other.
Take that!
Please compare these 2 videos, one from a year ago and one recent. As discussed, the 2 orcas are singing 2 different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the 2 orcas' teeth.
How exactly do you claim their teeth are different?
Let's look for shots in the 2 videos where the orca's teeth are shown. This is Orla in the recent video of the Swashbuckler Spectacular pirate show.
Yeah, look at all those teeth.
As you can see, she has all of her teeth.
What a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious.
Next, let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago.
Look.
Yep, she's got a chipped tooth. Just as I thought, their teeth are different.
Oh, I believe this smile looks a little different from the one we saw a moment ago.
As you can see, the orca from a year ago has one tooth that's broken off.
If the teeth are different, then...
Yes, if the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that one tooth is missing from the pattern.
Ah, I see it. Just like the smile of the orca in last year's video.
The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca.
2 different orcas? I can't believe it.
The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes.
He's gonna lose it, folks.
No, you got it all wrong. It'd be all the fault of that orca. Whoa. You got it all wrong. Blimey. It'd be the orca's fault. This can't be.
So stupid.
Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody.
Is he going to turn back into normal Marlon now?
I don't think so. Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Azura Shipley. Sasha Buckler,
Yes, Captain Judge?
is what Mr. Wright claims true? Are there 2 different orcas? Ah, rats.
The secret that Ship-Shape Aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue.
Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Azura Shipley. There actually used to be 2 orcas at Ship-Shape Aquarium. I used to call the first Azura Shipley just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore. But Orla was in bad shape, and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on that Ship-Shape Aquarium.
Why didn't you say anything about there being 2 orcas?
Well, 'cause after the accident a year ago, Aura was put down.
Oh. What? So, in point of fact, revenge was served.
What? Aura is dead?
Yeah, the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demanded it.
Jesus, Foxhole.
Apparently, the captain and the ship's doctor begged them. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us he was going to put Orla in the pirate show as Aura Shipley. He asked us to keep quiet about Aura's death until the time was right.
What a surprising and complex tale. Did all Shipshape Aquarium employees know about this?
No, just a select few of us.
Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it? Of course not. How would I?
Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start?
Yeah, I planned to do it during the cleaning, so I drained the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beast, Sasha's life was in danger. Sasha trusted that orca just as much as Azura did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azura, so I felt like protecting Sasha was the least I could do. My duty. I built up my strength so I'd be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca.
And that is why you killed Jack Shipley? Ah, now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense.
Report from the crime lab?
In court yesterday, you will recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back. According to the lab, the bruise on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes' handprint.
Haha, see that? His handprint?
I didn't know how it fit in with the case until I heard Rhymes' story just now. But now we can imagine the reason for it being there. Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca.
A handprint made during a struggle?
I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve the death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha a not guilty verdict.
In the wise words of Jim Carrey,
Holy hell!
you accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide to hell. Get on with the verdict, your baldness. It seems this unprecedented trial that began with an orca as a defendant has finally come to a close.
Sasha is saved. Orla is going to be so happy.
Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange nagging feeling?
Remember,
Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right wrist. Was it really the result of a deadly struggle over the orca? I can't shake the feeling that handprint has some other hidden meaning. Is this trial going to end without revealing the whole truth?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler.
Hold it!
Hold it! Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted.
But what complaint could you have? You are about to get your not guilty verdict.
Phoenix, now is not the time for lethal jargon. Legal jargon.
I see no need to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of this case. This unnatural handprint Mr. Rhymes left on the victim's right wrist. I don't think it was the result of a fight between the two men.
Love Marlon's breakdown. Not the result of a fight? Then what do you suggest it was?
Boss, what are you doing?
Do you remember that evidence we found at the show stage?
Evidence? What evidence?
That mysterious mark might be the key to understanding the whole case. Your Honor, the defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs with Mr. Rhymes' unnatural handprint.
3, 2, 1.
Take that! Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints at the show stage.
In what way were they unusual?
They were right hand prints on the left side of the ladder.
Simon looks like a Victorian era version of Two-Face.
He is about duality a lot. If one were to grasp the ladder in the same way as the prints, it would look like this.
Looks like the ladder is being grasped from above.
Exactly, Your Honor. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows it was held with a powerful grip. Marlon Rhymes grasped the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. If he was gripping the victim's wrist in this position,
Gripping the victim's wrist? Then he must have been...
It means Mr. Rhymes was actually...
that's right. If we couple the unnatural handprint with the mysterious fingerprints, we see that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life.
What?
Saving the victim's life? But that can't be. It's impossible.
Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself?
So Rhymes is a good guy?
He is a good guy, but
Yeah.
Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you.
I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer. You got skills. What? Why'd you have to figure it out? It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. I'm ready to die. So is what the defense is claiming true? The captain, he found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in for the hooker. Then, he slipped. Here we go. Captain, give me your left hand.
No, Marlon, you'll fall too. No, Marlon, you'll fall too.
I feel bad for the son of a bitch. Listen to that music.
Forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please don't blame Orla. Nobody's fault. Not Orla's, and not yours.
Hey! Captain! So, Jack Shipley's death was accidental. Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? 'Cause I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. Captain died because of me. And on top of it all, I used his body to frame Ola. I was gonna kill Ola. She wasn't even to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pay for it all my life. I can't do anything. I couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azura's death. God damn.
Mr. Rhymes, you have the wrong idea about Ms. Summers' death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her dying. Aura of her own accord, was trying to save Ms. Summers' life.
What? What are you talking about?
Azura Summers suffered from a heart condition, but she didn't tell anyone, and she performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack and died before anyone could save her. I'm sure she didn't think Aura attacked her. There's nothing to avenge.
No way. A heart condition? She never said a word about it.
Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her.
So I wanted to get revenge all this time. For nothing.
Man, this is deep.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm surprised we're not in tears. So neither case was murder. Not a year ago, and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated.
Marlon, you better come back to Ship-Shape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Ola and I and everybody will be waiting for you.
You still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life and never give up, for the sake of those who are gone as well.
I promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes me my whole life. Mr. Wright? Sasha? Thank you.
Wow, man. I'll tell you what.
Well, I have seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life.
Is that praise or a diss?
Now then, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler. All right, you bells, punks, let me bloomin' hear ya!
Not
Guilty!
Sasha.
Shepherd me, Campbell. You now make a grand return as they all as great swashbucklers.
That's right.
Court is now adjourned.
F yeah!
Woohoo.
Oh, shepherd me, Campbell.
Wow.
It's all over now. July 22nd, 5:11 p.m. Ship-Shape Aquarium, Orca Pool.
I saw one
fan where the judge injects himself to see how it feels to interrupt the verdict.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you for all your help today, Pearls.
All I did was have fun with Orla.
Orla, I'm back. Oh, I missed you, girl. Oh, I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great. Phoenix, Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Orla and I are both really grateful. I even know I got me gratitude with the little performance. Ah!
Ms. Orca Lover, don't you think you'd better take care of your health first?
All right, fine. I promise. No more shows until I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me after all.
Good. I'm glad that's settled. Hey, buddy, Mr. Lawyer. You just had to blab every single one of the aquarium's secrets, didn't you? Sorry, Dr. Crab. Nah, that's all right. I'm glad. It's kind of hard to tell. Although, thanks to you, they now know we're using the illegal torpedo system. I think we'll be able to wiggle out of serious repercussions somehow. That Wright lady is advocating for us, saying the law itself is to blame. She said she's gonna look into getting the law changed. Wow, go Ms. the Plume. She sure is a powerhouse. There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way. keep this to yourself, will you? We don't want to get out publicly. Remember that appointment I had written down in my calendar? Oh, you mean meet the captain at the Orca Pool at 7 a.m.? That note meant the Orca Pool of the Super Marine Aquarium, not Ship Shapes. What? Why were you supposed to meet there? Jack and I, we visited the Super Marine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why? To get dolphin therapy treatment? No, silly. Remember I told you, Jack and I were against putting the orca down from the start. What? You mean we just pretended to put the first Shipley down? The Super Marine Aquarium is harboring her for us. What? What? Oh, so that talk about largest amounts of money you were paying them. Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium, and I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out. We were paying for Or's care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat. Now that it's been proven she was innocent all along, I think we can bring her back soon.
Is that Doc Brown?
Till then, keep it under your hat, okay?
Huh? What was he telling you about?
Oh, nothing much.
By the way, Orla wants you to give her a little celebratory prize.
Uh-oh, I think I know what it is.
Orla specifically requested you give it to her, Phoenix.
All right, fine. Let's see. What can I give her?
Fish.
Take that!
Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict.
What? Did she just kiss him? Ugh.
Oh my! Aren't you lucky?
That's Orla's best trick, the thank you kiss trick. Oh, Orla, I want to be next.
Oh boy. Well, there you have it, folks. And so the curtain fell on my first trial in years. I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's Swashbuckler Spectacular. After all, I made a comeback of my own as a lawyer.
Now, speaking of that favor
A few months later,
and that unfinished business, I still wonder what that was.
let's find out.
Date unknown. Time unknown. Ship Shape Aquarium. Entrance.
It's been a while since I visited Ship Shape Aquarium. Now that Sasha has recovered from her illness, she's performing today.
Yay!
There's still some time before the show starts. I think I'll wander around a bit.
Hi, Phoenix. Hope you enjoyed the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go.
Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Wait a minute. Did you say orcas as in plural?
Yep, let me show you.
What the?
What? 2 Orlas? Don't tell me.
Yep, you got it right. Azura Shipley the first has returned to Ship Shape Aquarium. We made the 3 Pirate Sisters. We be able to stop the evil Scalawag League, led by Red Stars and the giant octopus.
Well, I don't want to get in the way of their rehearsal. Guess I'd better go. Well, if it isn't Blue Boy, did you come for my book signing? Oh, Mr. Plume, there's a book signing? Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Ship Shape Aquarium. Don't pull the plug. The book signing will be held here in this room. After all, the vet owes me a favor. Yeah, she got them to approve the use of the torpedo. I'm grateful. Why does she keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day? My next work will be entitled Sniper. The Penguin Leaves the Nest. Gah, stop this cacophony. Why am I surrounded by coughing females? Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him to it. Oops, it's almost time for the show.
Where have you been, Daddy? Polly and Athena already went in.
While we were waiting, I bought some souvenirs to take back to the village.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, Pearls.
By the way, I hear a certain someone is going to be in today's show.
A certain someone? I wonder who it could be.
Ooh, it's almost time. The show's just about to start.
All right, let's go to the show stage then. Athena's in the show. I'm gonna put money on it.
I saved y'all seats, Mr. Wright.
Ooh, I can't believe I get to see the show again. I'm so happy I want to dive in the pool.
You'd better not. I think they'd call security.
You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena. The Red Stash is the best swimmer of all.
Huh? Who have you got playing Red Stash's role?
Sasha, hold it, ready to go.
Hey, I know that voice.
Yup, you may know it. Marlin is back, and he's playing the role of Red Stash. I play the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoy it, me buckles.
Hey, all right. It's a happy ending all around.
Yes, sir. Story time with Phoenix Wright.
And so, our pirates set sail for bluer seas under a sunnier sky. As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
Nope.
Nope, we didn't.
Yep. I hate it that they rhyme, though, that they're so similarly sounded.
Well, that's the end of that one. Yar, mateys.
Wow, yeah.
And that's going to do it. Yep, that's going to do it for now. So, tune in next week, next Monday, I would believe. We're going to go back to the title screen for a bit. We'll be back Monday. I would have to say, let me look at the calendar real quick. I think we'll be back Monday, June the 30th. July 1st. Monday, July 1st.
Okay.
For our next stream and for the next episode of Dual Destinies, Turnabout Academy.
Yep.
And in that episode, it's Athena's time to shine.
Yep. And the stuff's going to start hitting the fan, kids. Quite literally. Stay tuned.
Nick, first kiss. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, but definitely first from a whale. So, we hope you enjoyed yourselves this evening. We sure did. I'm the Cannonball, Alex Steele.
I am the package, Andrew Steele.
We are the Steele Brothers,
And we are for real. Top guy.